This is Betamax. My name is Fidel, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Birdy. What's up, Birdy?
What's up?
On today's episode, we're going to be talking about two films we recently saw. Some pretty popular ones. We went to go see El Camino last night and Joker last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of both films?
Well,
Just in general, before we get into discussion of it. Did you like them both?
yeah, I love them. I thought that they were both films that I didn't anticipate.
Yeah.
This year. One being that I'm not the hugest Breaking Bad fan.
Yeah.
And the other is that I'm not a comic book superhero fan.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was excited, but I wasn't anticipating it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, can't wait to see it. But I mean, I'll wait to see it. Yeah. But I love them.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I enjoyed both of them. And me coming from, I am a huge Breaking Bad fan, and I'm a fan of the comic book movies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was definitely looking forward to both of these movies. But just so everybody knows, we are going to get into some spoilers. So if you haven't seen them and you don't want to know what happens, obviously go watch the movie first. So the first one we're going to start talking about is the one we saw last night, El Camino.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically starts off from where Breaking Bad ended. And if you, like I said, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, go watch it.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very spoiler-filled episode.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen these movies, please go watch them. 'Cause I mean, yeah, just go watch them. If these movies are so worth it to go out to the theater and spend that $10 or $12 on a ticket.
Yeah.
And they're phenomenal. Please go see them.
Yeah, and in the case of El Camino, we saw it in the theater, but I mean, it is streaming on Netflix also.
Oh,
so
yeah,
if you don't have the time or you just seeing it in the theater doesn't really interest you, you can watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, just put it on your list.
But so going into El Camino, what expectations did you have?
It's funny that you asked me that because I was sitting next to Cisco, our friend.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, he was like, because I asked him, I was like, what'd you think? He was like, oh, it's exactly what I expected. And he asked me, and I was like, I didn't expect that at all. I didn't know that I was wanting closure for this character.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what this movie is.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't know that. Because I went into the movie just thinking, this was going to be, I don't know, action-packed, and, there's going to be twists, and, we were going to find out things about other characters that we already know about. But it was something that I didn't know I wanted. I'm glad I got to see it, and I got to experience it.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, the ending of Breaking Bad shows Walter White, the fucking cook, basically frees Jesse. The last you see of Jesse is he's driving off in Todd's El Camino and yelling, and that's the very last scene that you see him in.
Yeah, he's very filled with the relief of freedom from what he's been experiencing for this whole time he's been locked up in a cage. 'Cause everything he was going through was pretty bad towards the end of that show.
Yeah, his character is such a heartbreaking character in that show. He goes through so much shit.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to see everything that he's going through. And it's so crazy that happens with him because I've mentioned this a few times, personally between you and me, but Vince Gilligan wanted to kill off his character in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But he liked him so much, he kept him on, which I feel was a great idea.
Yeah. And this is a show that Vince Gilligan planned everything before he got started.
Oh, yeah.
He planned the ending right from the beginning. But this movie is probably the best epilogues for a character that I've ever seen.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Because like you were saying before, at the end of the show, we see Jesse kind of fleeing, but we don't really know where he's heading. You know.
Yeah.
You just know that he's fucking like he's free, he's gone, which is like a relief because I mean, that's what you want from him. You know.
Yeah.
And then Walter White dies, obviously, succumbs to his own wounds, to the wounds that he was shot.
It's funny that you mentioned that because there was a lot of speculation that they're going to reveal that he lived, that he like somehow survived that. And then even in the trailer, like people were like, "Oh, you could hear him, you could hear his voice," and
yeah,
and they really didn't confirm that he was dead until like maybe I want to say 20 minutes into the movie when he's listening to the news report.
Yeah, but I think Vince Gilligan came out and said no, he's dead.
Yeah, but you know how like
he's not
the
coming
fans
back.
are.
Yeah, yeah, which is like weird. I don't think I'll ever understand like fandoms.
Yeah.
Like I consider myself a fan of like film and TV shows. Like I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I don't understand Star Wars fans.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a Breaking Bad fan, but I don't fucking understand Breaking Bad fans. Like I just like I love the show, but it almost feels like these people are too in love with the show. It's a little scary.
Yeah, they get so engrossed in the story and
yeah,
they start coming up with their own like fantasy like storylines and
yeah, which is cool. Like fan fiction is fucking dope. Like I even come up with like some fan fiction in my head, like when I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets to the point where you're kind of like, hey, chill out. Like,
yeah, because I mean, essentially what you're doing is you're setting high expectations for yourself that only you are doing that, like to yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to set yourself up for disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the movie, like, I love how it shows what happens, like, as he's driving away. Like,
yeah.
he's going... And
like, it literally picks up right after he's driving.
Because the movie opens up with him and Mike talking, and it's the conversation that you never see in the show when they talk about deciding to pull out from doing business with Walt.
Yeah, I think just pulling out from doing business, period.
Yeah.
Just getting out of the game completely.
And it shows that like how Mike gives him the idea to go to Alaska. Because that kind of when he mentioned that he wants to go to Alaska, it just seemed kind of like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I like that it showed Mike is the one that planted that seed in his brain for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, once that scene wraps up, it immediately cuts to him yelling in the car, exactly like the last point you saw him at the end of the show. And he sees like the cop sirens coming and he has to hide away. Like I love that they did that.
Yeah, I did too. I like everything about this film. It's it was sad.
It was.
It was sad. It was like saying like
a final goodbye.
Yeah, it was like saying goodbye to like your cousin who's gonna go live in Alaska like for the rest of their life,
Especially like when he shows up at Skinny Pete's.
Oh yeah,
you just see like the pain in his face, like all the trauma he went through, and the way they're like treating him when he comes in, and man, like that whole sequence up until like they trade cars and Skinny Pete calls him his hero.
Yeah, because this whole like, as soon as he gets to Skinny Pete's house and a Badger's house, because I mean, in the beginning of the show, they're kind of like still meth heads, I guess.
Yeah, they were.
And like, this whole interaction they have with each other in the beginning of the film makes you realize that they are truly thankful for having Jesse as a friend.
Yeah.
Because Jesse was the one that like kind of brought him in to like making millions,
Yeah.
And like, they're friends. They trusted each other, and I mean, when you're dealing with people who are deep into drugs, like trust is like an alienating thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can't really trust someone who's hooked on shit like that,
Yeah.
But here are these two guys who see Jesse come in, and they're just like, "Oh, dude, we gotta help this guy out. Like, it's the least we can do."
Yeah.
But yeah, like like them helping them and like even giving him like trying to give him advice like, hey, don't cut your hair.
Yeah.
Or like, you want to take a shower?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Kind of stink, bro.
And I mean, I gotta commend Aaron Paul and his performance because he gave one hell of a performance just to be able to convey the trauma that he, like the, what's it called, the post traumatic stress syndrome.
Yeah.
Where he gets like when he's in the shower and he gets flashbacks of being hosed down.
Yeah, and he just stops showering because he's like, oh, fuck, I can't handle it.
Yeah, and like that's when it shows like all the scars he has all over his body, like
from being tortured.
It's insane, man.
Yeah.
And Aaron Paul did such a great job.
Even in the show, like his performance was like, my God.
Yeah.
You're good, dude.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like going back to the whole interaction with Jesse and Skinny Pete and Badger. Man, that fucking piece of dialogue that he gave him really got to me.
Which one?
Where Jesse was like, "Why are you doing this?"
Oh yeah, he's like, "Cause you're my fucking hero,
yeah,
man.
Because you're my hero, dude. Like, of course I'm gonna help you. Because in a way, he did save him. I mean,
yeah.
Because when we cut to them being in the house, I mean, what are they doing?
They're just watching TV.
They're not doing meth.
Yeah.
They're fucking playing video games and like chilling and like guys being dudes. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really heartwarming for them to be able to be like that from being in such a bad place in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was a heartwarming piece of interaction between two characters, you know. And I mean, they were fucking going like above and beyond, bro. Like Skinny Pete was like telling Badger to go to the Mexican borderline
and then hitchhike
like,
back home,
yeah,
just so they could
and
ditch
Badger's
the
like,
car.
okay,
yeah, like he no question, like
can you do that with your friends?
Not with you.
But it's like to some people that's asking for a lot.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, these guys are like anything. Yeah. All right, here I go. You know, like I'm going to the border, and I'll see you guys in a couple of days.
Yeah.
You know. And Skinny Pete taking the bite of like just going to jail. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to jail, but I mean, he's obviously going to be questioned. And
yeah,
like,
and
they're going to want to find out. Like, we know Jesse was there.
Yeah.
Now you're going to tell us. Which that whole teaser comes into place.
Yeah, because I mean that teaser is not in the movie.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't want that in the movie because I kind of hate when I see things in trailers that are like kind of long dialogue notes like that.
Yeah.
And I see them in the movie because it's almost like you're anticipating it.
Yeah.
And then when you see it, you're kind of like, oh, I've seen this.
It's funny though because I actually had forgotten about that scene. Like I didn't realize that it wasn't in the movie until somebody mentioned it. I think Cisco maybe mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's right.
Yeah, but if you watch that teaser trailer, even that's like heartwarming because he's like telling the police like,
he's straight up.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna
help you
put him in a cage.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. But yeah, like the movie does it does a really good job of just showing Jesse's journey of just he's trying to get away.
Yeah.
Like, and there is a lot of flashbacks, especially they spend a lot of time, especially with Jesse and Todd, which I thought was interesting. Cause
that was his main antagonist.
Yeah.
It wasn't Jack. It wasn't Gus. It wasn't. Well, maybe it was Walter, but Todd was the one that kind of like was the holder of his leash, you know.
Yeah, and like Jesse Plemons does such a good job of being so fucking creepy, dude.
Todd is one of the most evil characters.
Yeah, but he's so soft spoken.
Yeah, which is like the most evil thing.
Yeah,
cause like if you notice, like in the shows, like before he kind of kills or fucks with anyone, he apologizes, which is the most evil fucking thing you can do.
Yeah,
you know, it's like trying to sympathize with your prey to let them know that you're gonna kill them is one of the most evil things I think you can do.
Yeah, but like that whole thing of like when he was talking to him and telling him how like Jack and the guys are gone for the weekend, and I was like, what is he gonna do to him? Like I feel like he's about to do something to him. Like
yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah, it was. It's I kind of hate it because in like there's like a part of me that's kind of like, Todd, be the nice guy and just let him go.
Yeah.
Because that whole part where he's like, why don't you grab us some cigarettes from inside the car? when he's like burying a dead body for him.
Yeah.
And he finds the gun.
And Todd was so confident, like he didn't act scared.
No, like he was like,
He's like, hey,
what are you
just
doing?
give me that.
Yeah.
Just give me the gun.
And Jesse kind of breaks down and realizes, like, if I kill him,
they're gonna kill Brock.
Well, not only that, but if I kill him, I become him.
Yeah.
You know? That's not me.
Yeah.
So he kind of breaks down and just gives in because Jesse's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And that gesture kind of lets you know, like, this guy's basically, like, one of the best people on, like, on Earth.
Yeah.
To not be able to kill someone who he could. I mean, he could have killed that guy and just, like, buried him too. And then just go get Brock. And that's
just
it.
Bounce.
Because, I mean, Jack's going to go back home and find out Jesse's not there and Todd's not there. So they're going to go out looking for him and they're not going to find him.
It's going to be a while.
They're going to go find Brock and they can't find him. Perfect ending, right?
Yeah.
But the beginning of that ending was something evil, which was killing Todd.
Yeah.
And that's not Jesse.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
I mean, at that moment anyway.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, this character Jesse is almost the embodiment of what it is to be good, you know. And then kind of going through this film to keep progressing. The point of Jesse's journey in this film is to fully liberate and kind of confront everything he's been through.
Mm-hmm.
As far as everything he was put through the show and leading up to this movie. Brenda? Was that Brock's mom's name? Brenda?
Andrea.
Yeah. With the death of Andrea.
Which, by the way, that scene in the show when they kill her.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No matter how many times I watch it, it always gets to me.
Yeah, that was sad. And the girl who OD'd.
Jane. Is it Jane?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was Jane. Jessica Jones.
But just like thinking about all that and confronting that himself and just being able to give himself closure to end his journey. It was this movie.
Yeah.
You know, closing the doors and just being able to start a new life. Finding the money.
Yeah.
You know, getting rid of the guys that built his cage.
That was, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, after the whole, well, actually, before that whole scene with the gun in the desert where he finds a gun in the glove compartment, that's what, like, Todd basically takes him to his apartment because he killed his fucking housekeeper. Mm-hmm. And he needs to get rid of the body. And the whole purpose of this whole sequence is because to reveal that Todd has money hiding in his house. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I like that Vince Gilligan did is because I noticed in Breaking Bad, every decision he made in that show with the characters and the story, there was a purpose to it, no matter how insignificant it may have seemed. And that's what I was thinking while watching this whole sequence. Like, why is he showing this? There's a reason why he's showing this. And then when it revealed, like, oh, he killed his housekeeper because his housekeeper found the money. Yeah. Like, okay, that's why he's showing this, because Jesse's going to go back there in current time to get that money. Mm-hmm. And then when it shows him...
Because all these flashbacks are him thinking.
Yeah. And when it shows him, like, back there and tearing the place apart, and then the cops show up.
The so-called cops?
Yeah. But that scene gave me so much anxiety. Especially like, oh, I hope they don't find him. And then when he fucking pulls the gun on one of them, I was like, no, like, what's going to happen now? And then that big reveal, like, oh, they're not cops.
Yeah, they're not cops. They're actually something worse.
Yeah. Like, they're revealed to not be cops. And they were actually there to get Todd's money as well. So Jesse, like, makes a deal with them. And he's like, I know where the money is. And then when they get the money, they leave. And then Jesse realizes who these guys are. They're the guys that fucking build his cage. Yeah. Like, he remembered one of them, and that guy was so, like, smug about it. Yeah. So I was wondering how long it was going to take you to remember me.
Yeah. And then when he finally catches up to them, doesn't he want to kill him?
Yeah.
You know? He kind of just... Well, before we we talk about that, we go back to Forster's character.
Yeah, Robert Forster.
Um,
Which unfortunately found out after we watched the movie had passed away day of the movie's release.
Yeah, rest in power, dude. What a great actor in cinema.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I loved him in Jackie Brown.
Yeah, what a great character.
It's so crazy. Like
and even his character, like in the film, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the show too.
Yeah.
Strictly business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Jesse he finds him. He's like shows him looking up all these like vacuum cleaner places, and he finds the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy. Obviously, he's like so nonchalant about it. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Until finally, like,
because he's strictly business.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I'm not gonna tease the fact until you know all the facts.
Yeah.
You know. So Jesse, with all the money he collected from Todd, he's kind of a little short.
Yeah. Initially, he was about 10 grand short. Yeah. But then he remembered Badger and Skinny Pete gave him all their money. Mm-hmm. So he used that, and he ended up being $1,800 short. Mm-hmm. $1,800.
Yeah, which is like the most professional thing you can do is like not give in to small bids.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but the guy lets him know, like, yeah, I can't do it. So fuck off until you come with all the money. That's when Jesse goes and meets those people who built this cage. But like I said, he doesn't even want to kill him. You know, he kind of rolls in there very, like, hey, I'm not here to start shit.
Yeah.
I just need a favor. Like, one last favor and you're never going to see me again. But it doesn't turn out to be that easy.
Yeah, the guy wanted to be a dick about it. And it's like, okay, you know, we'll Wild Wild West style it.
Yeah.
Like, winner take all.
Yeah, because he tells him, he's like, my money's right behind you. So if you can kill me before I kill you, you can have that.
Yeah.
If I kill you, I'm going to take your shit, dude. That's when the duel happens. And
that was so intense, dude.
Very tension-filled. The whole scene was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But Jesse ends up winning. Takes the money.
Kills the other guy.
And dismantles that whole establishment.
Yeah, he blows it up, which was pretty tight.
Yeah. And then we get our happy ending.
He gets his happy ending.
Yeah. Well, we get to see it. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes back. Guy helps him out.
Takes him to Alaska.
And, you know, he's even writes one last letter to Brock.
Yeah.
The only person who kind of matters in his life. In his old life.
Yeah.
You know. Gives it to Forster's character. And it's funny because Forster reads it.
Yeah, he does.
Which was, like, even more professional.
Yeah, like, he doesn't read it out loud either. So, like, the audience doesn't know what the letter says, which I like.
Yeah. But that kind of professionalism of him, like, not trying to be a dick, but I have to read this in case you mention me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Covering all bases, basically.
I kind of get this feeling of, like, that letter hits him.
Yeah, you could kind of see it, the way he reacts to it, like, because after he's done reading it, I notice he, like, takes a big sigh.
Yeah.
He's like...
Yeah, so, like,
and then he asks him to seal it again.
Yeah. So, Jesse gets to tell Brock goodbye. Like I said, it's the last person in his old life. And Forster even helps him out, trying to, you know, memorize his new life. You know, new social security card, new address.
Dad's birthday.
New name.
Yeah.
New parents.
Yeah.
And we finally get to see Jesse drive away into his new life, you know.
And I like that he did that because, like, the end of the show ended with Jesse driving away in distress, almost. You know what I mean? Like, he was free, but not really. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the movie, like, he was free. Mm-hmm. Like, just finally just free. Yeah. Like, he was at peace. And I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, we finally get... Like I said, this movie is something I didn't know I wanted, which was closure for Jesse's character. Yeah. And something I felt Vince Gilligan kind of wanted for that character.
Yeah.
To see this character off in the right way. So I loved it.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it as well. I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it a few more times, especially since it's so accessible. But just so people know, Skyler and Walt Jr. are not in the movie at all.
Yeah, this whole film just purely focuses on Jesse.
Yeah.
So any focus on any other characters would be to kind of try and expand on the story arc of the whole show entirely. But this show focuses on Jesse and Jesse alone and what he needs to confront in order to move on.
However, Walt is in the flashback sequence. What did you think of that sequence? It kind of caught me by surprise.
Yeah, I did. I guess that sequence kind of took place during the episodes of where they kind of hiding out for a couple of days.
Yeah, well, I think it was when they were doing that whole binge cook.
I think so. I'm not sure.
It might have been.
I just know that it takes place when they're kind of like trying to stay low key.
Yeah, because they still have the trailer.
Yeah, but the whole interaction between Walt and Jesse is I don't know. Kind of felt like he kind of missed him in a way.
Jesse?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because of how the scene played out.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be his memory, so.
Because this was before shit got kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like, this was before Walter. This was when Walter was slowly becoming Heisenberg.
Yeah.
So he wasn't quite evil just yet.
Yeah.
And Jesse was still not going through all that gnarly shit that they put him through. So his innocence is still kind of intact.
Yeah.
And you could see it because he almost takes care of Walter in that sequence.
Yeah.
So he's kind of telling him, like, drink, dude. Like, hydrate. Like, you don't want to eat? Like, why don't you eat?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Where further down the line, like, down later during the show, like, if he would have put them in the same situation, he would have been like, I don't care if you drink.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my drink. So, drink if you want. I don't care.
But yeah, I mean, overall, great film. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm glad Vince Gilligan made this. I'm glad.
I was surprised by how much humor there actually was in it. Because, I mean, there is humor in Breaking Bad in the show. But I feel like towards the end of the show, there you saw a lot more less of it.
Yeah, it got really dark.
Yeah. So I feel like the movie did kind of... It was dark, But there was some moments of levity. Especially with Badger and Skinny Pete. And even that sequence, the diner sequence with Walt and Jesse. Because Walt assumes that Jesse didn't graduate.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I highly recommend watching this movie. It's on Netflix. I mean, if you haven't watched Breaking Bad, please watch Breaking Bad. Do you think people need to watch Breaking Bad in order to enjoy the movie?
Because this is all kind of a character that's already been built up for 5 seasons?
Yeah, that's true.
So you kind of have to invest in him.
Yeah.
If you watch it like without watching the show, you're kind of gonna feel like, well, that was nice, but I mean, meh.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you really want to experience closure to a certain character, watch that show and then watch this film, just to fully invest and fully get the emotional kind of payoff that we got.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd recommend watching the show.
Yeah. So moving on to the next film.
Yes.
Was a film that, when initially announced, I was not interested in at all, actually.
I wasn't either, because I've become overwhelmed with superhero film fatigue.
It's like oversaturated for you now?
Yeah, it's kind of like, gosh. This is what it must have felt like back in the 50s or 60s when westerns were the big shit. And I would have been that fucking kid, been like, ugh. Kind of tired of seeing that white guy kill that Indian dude.
Yeah.
So it's like, now I'm just like, I'm kind of tired of just people flying around, kind of saving the world every day.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we're talking about Todd Phillips, the Joker. And yeah, like when it got announced, I was like, they're gonna do a Joker solo movie, but it's not gonna be Jared Leto. And I mean, I didn't really like Jared Leto's iteration of Joker in Suicide
Dude, I
Squad.
feel so bad for that guy. I feel like Jared Leto got like the shittiest, most diarrhea-filled end of the stick when it came to getting cast as like superhero comic book characters. Like he's getting fucked so bad right now. Like it's not even funny. Like it's just his character is so laughed at. You know?
Yeah, but yeah,
But I mean, he's not a bad actor.
no, he's not.
I mean, he's definitely not like one of my favorites. Like I think he's pretty meh, but he's not like bad or anything. But he's definitely bad as the Joker.
But yeah, so it got announced, a solo Joker movie, and I was like, what the heck? Like, why? Like, doesn't make any sense. Then it got announced that Todd Phillips was going to direct, and I was like, what the heck? So it's going to be a comedy? Because Todd Phillips, old school, Hangover,
Yeah.
Road Trip. So
Yeah,
like,
everything I was like finding out as soon as they announced this project, I was kind of like, well, like I said, I'm like over it, but at the same time, I was kind of like, another one. Yeah.
the thing that kind of like started to grab my attention was the casting of Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, that's when I started paying attention to. Because I
Yeah.
was like, huh.
Yeah, because I was like, what? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested. So that first trailer drops and looks incredible.
Yeah, because I remember Todd Phillip on his Instagram, he teased a lot. Releasing the character, like, shots.
Yeah.
Zazie Beetz' character and Joaquin Phoenix's character. And then when he released that clip of Joaquin Phoenix in, like, full Joker makeup.
The subway scene, right?
Yeah, but no, just him kind of just standing there.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And then with the music choice and everything, like the cinematography, everything, I was just like, wow, I'm interested.
Yeah.
This looks gnarly, you know? And yeah, when the first trailer dropped, I was like, dude, this is gonna be like next level. Like,
Yeah.
I was floored, dude. And
So you had like high expectations going in then?
I didn't. I had high expectations for Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
But not for the film itself.
Yeah. Like you expected him to give a great performance.
Yeah.
But you weren't expecting the movie to be good, like, or up to the caliber of his performance.
Yeah. Like my main thing was like, I can't wait to see what Joaquin Phoenix brings to the table. Everything else I'm kind of not interested in. But to my surprise, this film is phenomenal. It's beautiful.
It's very, to me, it's very chaotic, but it like you said, it's very beautiful.
It is. It's
like it's such a beautiful film from the way it's shot, from the way the story is told. Like Joaquin knocked it out of the park.
And this is a film that I urge you not to go in expecting anything.
It's a character study. It's not an action film.
Yeah, like it's not gonna be what you think it's gonna be when you hear the word Joker.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a good way to kind of show people what it's like to lose your innocence.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of become the villain, you know? Because in the beginning, he's not a bad dude, you know?
I mean, he has like some mental health issues. And
yeah.
He's treated like complete shit by everyone.
Yeah, you know? But this film is purely about him. Doesn't build up anything else, doesn't introduce any other characters that you might want to hear about. That's what I suggest you guys go into this film. Just forget about the comic books, forget about everything, and just go in there thinking about this one character.
Yeah.
And just what it might be like to become one of the most iconic villains in comic book history. At least this iteration.
And, you know, I see a lot of people talk about, basically talk about in a negative way how you could see the influences of, like, Taxi Driver and Kings of Comedy from Martin Scorsese.
I would say you can, but it's not distracting.
Yeah,
You know, it's this film is its own iteration. It's its own animal. You know, it's
like, you could definitely tell that Todd Phillips loves Martin Scorsese.
yeah.
That's very apparent.
Mm-hmm.
But he put his own style into it and did a great job.
Yeah.
Like, you could definitely see, like, shades of Travis Bickle in Arthur Fleck.
Yeah, but it's not, like I said, it's not distracting or a complete ripoff, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
This is, like I keep saying, this is its own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't praise this film enough, I think. I didn't expect to see what I saw. I knew this was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be perfect. Because in my mind it is.
Oh, yeah. To me also, like, it's definitely a perfect film.
Yeah. I wouldn't even fucking consider this a comic book film. You know, I would just consider this...
I mean, it's a comic book film.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even say it.
But it's because the way you're thinking of it, being labeled as a comic book film is a negative thing. That's why you don't want to consider it like that.
Not really. I'm kind of just praising it for what it is.
But then why are you saying, like, I wouldn't consider it a comic book? Because it is. That's what it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Like,
it's based on a character, but it's not based on a full comic book at all.
Yeah, The Killing Joke.
No, dude. Have you read The Killing Joke?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not the full story isn't based on The Killing Joke, but most of the material...
Like, if you're going to call it that, then you might as well call it, like, I don't know, Taxi Driver film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it takes bites from things, but it's not eating it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't even consider this a comic book film. I would consider it its own character study film on something that is very important nowadays because it's relevant.
Oh, yeah, it's 100% relevant.
So, that being said, this film focuses around Arthur Fleck, a person with mental issues who's kind of on the brink, but trying to make the best of it.
Yeah.
The best he can, but it's almost like the world around him doesn't let him.
Yeah.
Because of how shitty it is.
And he lives with his mom, you know, takes care of his mom.
Yeah, and everything that unfolds is like...
just one shitstorm after another.
Yeah, it's like one thing after another where it's like, how far can you push someone until they become what you've made them to be, you know? And,
like, you can tell, like, when that happens, like, okay, when he kills the guys on the subway, you can see it. He felt so, like, at ease.
Yeah, because before that, there was other things going on. Kind of getting annoyed of his mom wanting to send Thomas Wayne letters.
Yeah, and she keeps complaining about how he's not responding.
Yeah, like kind of not being able to experience what it is to be in love with someone because he's a little too shy and awkward with Zazie Beetz' character.
Yeah.
And then I felt like one of the final pushes was the psychiatrist.
The one he would see that said that the funding was being cut?
Yeah, because it's weird, because in the beginning of the first couple interactions and the dialogues, it's like, you kind of get the feeling that she doesn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But that piece of dialogue that she kind of delivers to him, where she kind of gives it to him straight up, like, look, dude, no one gives a fuck about you. And no one gives a fuck about me. Good luck.
Yeah.
You know, that putting that in a person like Arthur's mentality is like,
it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous because it's like you're telling him he's on his own and good luck, you know, like to do the best you can.
Yeah.
To not be evil. You know, I can't help you. No one can help me either. We're on our own.
Yeah.
And then and then another thing, he gets fired
Yeah.
from his job, you know, and his mom's not working. He's kind of living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that are pushing him towards the other side that he kind of doesn't want to get to, but ultimately it doesn't become a choice.
It chooses him, basically.
Yeah, because it's like, after everything, and then the subway ride, and then like the kind of pathological laughs that he gets, you know, from, I would say, being nervous, you know, because if you notice, like, the laughter comes when he gets really nervous.
Yeah, he's like either nervous or like starting to get a little scared. Like he would like start laughing.
Yeah, like he just gets like he starts laughing uncontrollably.
And like it seems like it pains him because he like starts clutching at his chest whenever he does it.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't mean to do this.
Yeah.
But I have a condition. And it's a condition that the world kind of doesn't understand.
Yeah.
So it kind of rejects it and alienates it, you know. So that happening on the subway during that time with those 3 hooligans, you know, it's like the beginning of the end of Arthur Fleck.
Yeah.
You know, the transformation of his character to become the Joker, when he gets pushed too far.
And then he sees his idol mocking him on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but back to what you mentioned after he kind of kills those 3 hooligans. That scene where it's just like, he does it. He murders these 3 guys, and he does it with such ease and relief, and he runs away knowing that he did something bad. Like, he acts like a normal person should, you know, like if you killed someone, like, you don't know what the fuck to do.
yeah.
Like, you just fucking ended a life. Like, well, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life, or someone's coming to kill me. I have to go. I have to run away as far as I can, and he does. And then when he gets to the restroom, I felt like we were watching the transformation before our eyes. That whole scene is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Arthur Fleck dying in front of us and becoming Joker.
And through interpretive dance.
Yeah. Please don't say that. But yeah, the music, it's like as soon as he closed that fucking restroom door and all, like, the scene started unfolding, like, oh my god, dude, I wanted to cry so bad.
It was a beautiful scene.
It was so beautiful. It was like I said, we were watching, like, it was like watching a cocoon open and a beautiful butterfly coming out. But instead, we're watching this evil being become who he's meant to be. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he ends up seeing, like, Murray, his idol. It's a late night talk show host played by Robert De Niro.
Yeah, because before he gets on the show, like, it's a little weird, because I was like, is that like a jab at the modern world? Because if you notice, the only reason he gets on Murray's show is because he kind of goes a little viral.
He goes viral, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he bombs on stage doing stand-up.
Yeah, because he, like, Arthur's whole thing is like, I want to be a famous comedian. You know, I want to make people laugh, and I want to make them smile. And he gives it a shot, and he ends up being laughed at.
Yeah.
You know, which is like, if you think about it, that's how people become famous now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's weird because they don't, I feel like they don't get it. It's like, do you not realize that you're
being laughed at?
Like, we're not laughing with you, dude. We're laughing at you.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, that's what happens to Arthur Fleck.
Yeah, they play the clip of his stand-up,
and they're like making fun of him, and he gets sad, you know, he gets upset. But then he gets a phone call from his idol saying, like, hey, we kind of saw your fuck up. Why don't you come on and be on, like, live television?
You can fuck up on TV,
yeah,
basically.
and, like, so hopefully you can, like, fuck up on TV. I mean, they don't say that, but I mean, that's kind of...
That's obviously the intention.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, going back to the whole giving a jab at the modern world, that's kind of what you want from those people. It's like the Boboy West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You know who that is?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, if you invite him to your house party, you're gonna want him to fucking sing like,
We was at the
yeah, like you don't want him to fucking like be all serious, like, yo, I wrote the song, I took a long time on it, like, I don't
Nah.
give a fuck, bro, like, play that song.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like that's really a jab at the modern world right now because of how things kind of become infamous, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, yeah,
Then like it's revealed that the whole relationship with Zazie Beetz was in his
oh
head.
yeah, because before that, oh man, I feel like we're going off track here, but before that, he meets Bruce.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So his mom's in the hospital, and that's when he sees the clip of Marty, Robert De Niro's character.
Murray.
Like he's like making fun of him because his mom's in the hospital, and the reason she's in the hospital because like these cops came to question her
Yeah.
about him, the subway shootings. So anyway, he's at the hospital, and when he's back at home, he opens one of the letters that his mom is like gonna be sending to Thomas Wayne, and he's reading it, and in the letter it's revealed that she's asking Thomas Wayne for help to provide for her and his son, referring to Arthur, implying that Arthur is Thomas Wayne's son.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I honestly got worried because I was hoping that wasn't the case. I was like, no, like I hope that's not true.
Yeah, I did too, because I was kind of like, this is a new twist that we've never seen,
Yeah,
but I don't want it.
yeah.
I don't
So,
want it.
but like as much as I didn't want it, I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. Let's see how it plays out because up to that point, I was loving everything of how the story was playing out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when he goes to Wayne Manor and meets Bruce.
Yeah.
And Alfred, but I mean they don't say his name, like, but it's obviously that's who that was supposed to be, and he has an interaction, and when he tells Alfred his name, who he is, Alfred immediately knows who he is, and asks him to leave, and he like grabs Alfred through the fence, starts choking him, and eventually like he lets him go, like takes off running. What'd you think of that whole scene?
I thought it was nice.
Yeah,
I thought it was like, because it's like he's going there thinking that he's gonna go see his little brother or something.
yeah, because he was like showing him like a magic trick.
Yeah, he was being nice. Like he was being funny, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if someone did that to me, I'd be fucking cracking up.
Yeah.
And then like this little kid who doesn't really know who the fuck this guy is, but he's so curious, kind of goes along with it, and then doesn't know that he's pretty close to danger.
Yeah.
But yeah, then the person who's presumably Alfred, kind of kicks in and kind of chokes him out for like calling his mom crazy, because he calls his mom crazy, and like, I mean, who doesn't get triggered when like the mom gets called crazy? You know? Chokes him out and like sees the reaction that Bruce has, where Bruce is like scared.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on? What's going on? And like he sees that, he like, you could tell there's still like humanity in him, where he's just like, oh fuck, I better not choke this guy out in front of this little kid, because that's fucked up.
Yeah.
He kind of runs away. But the following scene is probably one of the saddest scenes in this film, where he goes to the Arkham State Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And
because of what Alfred tells him.
Yeah.
Saying like he was committed and that he was adopted.
Yeah.
Because he tells Alfred, he's like, oh, Thomas Wayne is my father. He's like, no, like your mother was crazy, like you were adopted. And
which, like I said, if you hear shit like that from a stranger, it's like, dude, shut up, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah.
But
and that scene also includes like Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta plays Doughboy.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I love that guy. But
he plays like the clerk and the records clerk.
Yeah, who holds on to the records. And like Arthur wants to see it, and first they're having like this like back and forth, like hey, help me out, yeah, I'll help you out, like yeah, chit chat, and then like Arthur says something,
because he asks him, he's like, what do you think? What does it take to be put in here? And then he says something about like he feels it. He's like, I did something bad recently, and I don't even feel bad about it.
Yeah. Which is like, you kind of hear that from like real serial killers in this world.
Yeah.
It's like, that's kind of how they become so comfortable with killing. Because
Yeah.
they do it and they don't feel anything. They're kind of like, that was nice.
Yeah.
I want to do that again. And like, the clerk, noticing that and reading what he's reading on Arthur's mother's file, clicks something in his head where it's like,
Yeah, because he's like, you said this was your mother?
yeah, it's like,
And he's like, yeah.
Oh wait, I better put this away.
Yeah, like that's when he starts saying like, oh, well, she's going to need to come down here if you want to look at these to sign these off.
Mm-hmm. And Arthur's mom is like currently in the hospital, like bedridden, you know? But he takes it.
Yeah, he fucking snatches it from him.
And the following scene is like I said, it's the saddest scene in this film.
Yeah, that shit almost made me tear up.
Yeah, when Arthur realizes that everything is true.
Yeah, he's hiding in the stairwell, reading everything, and sees that he was adopted, and it even says like original name unknown, and that his mom was committed for a like a delusional disorder. And
yeah,
it was he just starts bawling.
And that was, I feel like that was the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
To realize that you are nothing in this world. You have no family. You have nothing.
Yeah.
Everything that you thought you liked, that you thought, who you thought you were, who your friends were, who your family was, is nothing. Which is enough to push someone to that other side.
And like, with all that being revealed, it still makes the Joker character a mystery.
Yeah,
which I loved.
It brings a big lump of ambiguity towards him because it's like,
who are you?
We don't know.
Yeah.
We thought this was gonna be an origin for you, but now we're just fucking you're just mysterious as fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like tight.
Yeah.
But I mean, not tight.
Yeah, and the way he found out, that's not tight.
Yeah, that's not tight.
But yeah, like after that, like he ends up going back to the hospital and smothers his mom, killing her.
Yeah. Finally being the Joker.
Yeah. And
giving that piece of dialogue to his mom before he kills him, where he's like, "My life's not a tragedy. My life's not a tragedy. It's a fucking comedy. I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when
he finally goes
on the show.
Well, before that super gnarly ass scene, that chase scene with the cops who keep questioning him.
Oh.
Well, even before that, when he kills his old coworker.
Oh my god,
that scene was tight.
Oh my god. Oh.
Dude, that shit was so tight, dude.
The guy that essentially got him fired.
Yeah,
instead of having his back.
It's so fucked up, dude, because Arthur's in his apartment getting ready to get on the Murray show, and then he hears a doorbell, and then it's his old two coworkers who were like supposed to be his coolest coworkers, you know? And they come in and they're like, "Oh, we just want to check on you. We heard your mom died." You know, obviously he killed her.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then there's his little homie, the dwarf, where he's kind of like, he's probably the most nicest character in this movie.
Yeah, he was the only one that was nice to Arthur.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was his idea to go to that apartment.
Probably.
You know, to be like, hey.
Well, no, actually, because the guy, he was there to make sure he didn't tell the cops
before
anything.
Before that, like, I'm pretty sure like he went along because he was like, we should go check on Arthur.
Yeah.
But when he delivers that piece of dialogue where he's kind of like, "Hey, you didn't tell the cops where you got the gun, right?"
Yeah.
Where it's like, "Wow, you only came over here to fucking check up on yourself, bro. That's fucked up.
And
now
then,
you're gonna die."
Yeah, and then he just gets him in the neck with the scissors, and then gets him in the eye.
Yeah, and then just fucking like bashes his head into the door frame. Like, oh, dude, that scene was fucking tight.
So graphic.
That shit was gnarly, dude.
And then,
I feel bad for that little guy. Though.
Yeah, he was just like in the corner.
He was like yelling. He was like, "Oh no!"
He's like, "Why, Arthur? Why?" Oh my god!
And like, dude, he's so he's still nice to him, which is like why I truly think that character is the nicest character in this film, because Arthur takes pity on him.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill him. Like, he lets him know, like,
he's, "I'm not gonna hurt you.
Get out of here, dude. I just fucking killed your homie."
Yeah.
Like, in the most sincere way.
He even kisses him on the forehead before letting him out.
Before he tries to open the door for him, though.
Yeah, because he can't reach the chain lock.
Yeah.
So.
Not fun. But like, yeah, he like opens the door for him. He just like kisses him on the forehead, and it's like, man, that little guy was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't kill him.
yeah, I'm glad too. Oh, dude, I would have cried if he would have killed him.
But yeah, that scene was brutal, man. Like it was so graphic.
Yeah, it was.
And like that's one thing about this movie, like the I guess just that death scene was so like extremely graphic.
Mm-hmm.
It's so brutal and like which there's this argument that this movie's gonna inspire violence in society.
Yeah. I think a lot of the arguments for this movie are stupid, and the people who think this movie triggers these type of things are the same people in my head who watch films like The Nightingale, where there's rape scenes in the beginning, and believe that that'll inspire rapists to rape. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you're fucking being dumb, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just being a fucking idiot.
Yeah. But yeah, like that scene was insane.
Yeah.
And then that's when he's leaving and the cops are showing up, right? And then
Yeah,
so the
yeah.
cops are
And,
chasing him.
he's in the zone, like he's in his Joker zone where he's like fucking dancing down the stairs and like feeling himself. Like, oh man, I finally know who I am. It doesn't matter who I was or what I think I was or who I might have been. I am now who I am.
Yeah.
You know, which is like a relief to that character. But it's like you finally watch this butterfly come out of the cocoon where it's like this evil fucking man who's okay with murdering, and it's like so gnarly. Like watching him get chased. Like I said, the whole chasing is gnarly to me because when he gets to the train and those protesters are in there.
Yeah, because like, I mean, the people in the movie, his actions of killing those 3 men on the subway.
Yeah,
and,
they
like,
kind of trigger like a kind of
like a revolt, basically, like people like, just rebelling against like the politicians.
Yeah,
and the rich, you know.
It triggers something inside the people where they kind of realize like we're not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah.
We're not gonna take your shit anymore, which is like cool but scary.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, there's like this protest going on, and then they're on the subway, and there's a bunch of, and they're all dressed in like, they have like clown makeup on, like clown masks, because
which is like convenient for like Arthur.
Yeah, because he has his makeup on, so like
and like he steals that mask.
Yeah.
Which ultimately triggers something else. Like it triggers like a chain of events in that train where like there's these guys like pointing their guns, the detectives chasing him.
Yeah.
And then like one of the guys sees that, and it's like it's so natural because it's like if you see fucking someone pointing their gun inside a full train, like you're gonna want to grab that guy's hand and be like, "Whoa, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like you're gonna fucking kill someone." And he ends up killing that protester, which triggers the crowd to turn on them.
Yeah.
And beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
dude.
they're pummeling those 2 cops.
Jumping his ass, dude.
And like allowing Arthur to like get away.
And Arthur like fucking like
he like dancing,
like
yeah, he's like
dude,
dancing.
That was so cool.
But yeah, like he ends up getting to the show, and oh man, that whole sequence of him like coming out, like because he was like practicing how he was gonna come out and everything,
mm-hmm.
and then just when they were showing him from behind preparing as they're about to call him out, like you just see him getting in the zone, and then they call his name out and he starts dancing. He comes out and like he seems so in his element, and like he gets on there, and oh man, I was so anxious during this scene because I was like, what the fuck is he gonna do? I went into that scene thinking he was gonna kill himself on live TV. That's what I thought he was gonna do. But as the conversation progressed between him and Robert De Niro's character, I realized what he was gonna end up doing.
Mm.
What were you thinking during that whole thing?
I don't know. I just had a bad feeling like something bad was gonna happen, something terrible. But I didn't really expect anything. I didn't really anticipate any actions. I just knew that I was gonna see something bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and like they're like just talking, and Arthur ends up revealing that he was the one that killed the 3 men on the subway.
Yeah, making it awkward.
Yeah.
Because it's like, now I'm sitting next to a murderer. Supposedly. Because, I mean, you can't just take someone's word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and like Robert De Niro's character, he's just questioning him. He's like, so, like, you did this. Like, why? Like, he asks him why, basically. And he's just telling him, you know, like, just because to take down the rich. Like, to take down these politicians that don't care about the lower class people.
Yeah. Like, all these people who kind of think they can fix issues just by talking about them and not doing anything about it.
Exactly.
You know?
and like it starts getting pretty heated, and he ends up fucking shooting Robert De Niro in the face on live TV. Well, not Robert De Niro, but his character.
Robert De Niro is dead now.
And like, oh man, it was so like, holy shit, like what a moment.
Yeah. When he did that, I was like pretty happy about it because it's like Murray's a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
He'll just exploit you to get whatever ratings he can, and it doesn't care about your humanity. So like him, like Arthur shooting him was like, to me, justified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nuts, dude.
It was, dude.
But yeah, and then the crowd, like the audience, starts like running out in a panic, and everybody's just yelling. And he goes up to the camera, and like that's when like the camera starts zooming out, and it's showing like they're in a room full of screens. It's showing like news coverage of Maury was shot dead on TV, and you can't really hear what Arthur's saying as he's talking into the camera. But then it shows him like getting tackled by police, and then it cuts to him in a therapy session.
Well, before that, he gets in a cop car.
Yes, I cannot believe I fucking left that out.
Yeah, no, that scene itself is phenomenal. Like the ending of this character's journey is such a phenomenal scene because of his, oh man, the completion of the arc for him to be in this cop car, and like they break him out, super fucking like Joker style, you know, like
Yeah.
crashing into the car, breaking
Yeah.
him out. That was cool. You know, that like the crowd, like knowing that he was in that cop car and like breaking him out and like carrying him out. And they carry him out really like Jesus, like.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
obviously see him as like some sort of messiah.
Yeah, like they put him on the hood of the car. They're waiting for him to wake up. Finally wakes up and he realizes like this is all me.
Dude, like as he's like standing, I was getting chills.
Yeah.
Like that was such a beautiful scene to me. And then through all this chaos, there's the camera shows like people being evacuated from a theater, a local theater.
Yeah.
Then you see the Waynes and running out, going down
There's
an
a lot
alley.
of chaos in the scene.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of fucking chaos going on.
Yeah, there's like people looting, like
Yeah,
there's riots
people
going
killing
on.
each
Like
other, looting. Arthur's over here fucking like getting run over, and then the Waynes are trying to fucking like find a safe place to be.
yeah, and like they go then.
And the if you notice like these correlating scenes, as Arthur rises from his
Yeah, because it's happening at the same time, and it's like cutting back and forth.
yeah, as he raises up, the final depiction of the murder of the Waynes is happening as well.
Yeah, it's almost like you're seeing the birth of both Batman and the Joker
Exactly.
at the exact same time.
And it happens. And I don't think we've ever seen the death of the Waynes like that. So
Yeah.
graphic.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've seen it in comic books and shows and movies and other movies, but nothing as gnarly as this.
Yeah.
Like, dude, they get fucking killed in front of that kid. Like, in front of that kid, dude.
Like blood splatters on him.
Yeah, like he's just like, ugh. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
You know, like. And then it cuts.
That's when it cuts to the therapy
That's when
session.
it cuts to the therapy session inside of Arkham.
So this therapy session, I've seen a lot of people debating it, saying, so would you agree that it's supposed to imply that the entire movie we just saw was him telling the story?
I wouldn't agree with anything just because I respect this film so much to keep it ambiguous, but I will throw out my own opinion. But I won't agree with any others, and I don't expect anybody to agree with me. But my take on it was that he was thinking about all the chaos that he inspired.
Mm-hmm.
And he was thinking about specifically the chaos that led to the death of the Waynes.
Yeah.
Because my interpretation was that Batman already exists.
Like at the ending of that movie?
Yeah.
Because wasn't that the same therapist?
No.
No?
No. It was. I think it was someone else.
Oh, okay. Because she looked like her, but just old.
Yeah. I'm not sure, actually. I gotta look into that.
But, I mean, Arthur did look older.
Yeah, like his hair was longer. It wasn't green anymore. He had a bunch of gray,
Yeah.
you know? And then he just says, like, I was thinking about a joke. You want to tell it? You wouldn't get it.
Yeah. And like his smirk,
Yeah.
dude, his face and that when he says you wouldn't get it,
Yeah.
pure evil, dude.
Yeah, dude. But my interpretation is like him realizing like I made my brother.
Yeah.
Because like to me, I always interpret Joker and Batman being like siblings.
Oh, well, absolutely.
Because you can't really kill your brother.
Yeah.
You can hate him and you can fuck his ass up and like do all kinds of shit, but ultimately you have love for this person that you just can't kill. That's why like I kind of interpret that of Arthur being like I just gave birth to my brother.
Yeah.
Like I made him. And then that final scene of him kind of walking out of the room with like bloody footprints.
Yeah.
Of hinting of like maybe he killed or he beat the shit out of that therapist, you know, and he's trying to escape now.
Yeah, and then just like the music playing and it shows him in slow motion running back and forth.
Which is like it's like hilarious.
Yeah.
It's such a good ending to that character. It's a joke.
Yeah, and then just the whole title card that says the end.
That was good. I like that touch.
But yeah, like overall, incredible film.
Yeah.
So well done, so beautifully shot.
Yeah.
The cinematography alone is like, holy shit, it's incredible.
And the music is like, that shit pummels your soul, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, the movie affected me so much. Like I was just thinking about it for hours after even watching it.
Yeah, I couldn't even watch TV or anything. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so fucking beat up by that film.
Yeah.
But truly phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely recommend watching it.
And I'm so glad I'm never gonna see anything like that again.
Yeah, I mean, because according to Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix, they're not. Yeah, like they're not coming back to do it again.
It's just a one-off. Like we're not into sequels or universe building. Like this is a story that we wanted to tell and we did.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad. Like I'm so glad.
It seems like DC is actually taking that approach with the upcoming films now.
Yeah, which I think is a great idea. Like honestly, in my opinion, like this is what they should have done. After
exactly.
the Dark Knight?
Exactly.
After the Dark Knight, they should have just done this, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck all that fucking like universe building shit. Like just.
It's because it seems like they saw like what Marvel was doing. Like, look how much money they're making.
Yeah.
Let's do that. But that's the negative part of it, because all they were just focusing on was they wanted to make that much money. Mm-hmm. So that's what their motivation was, and it shouldn't have been that.
Yeah. But
yeah, this movie still in theaters, so I highly recommend watching it in theater. We watched it in IMAX, and it was incredible. I want to go see it again in IMAX.
Me too.
Let's go right now.
Yeah, should have. But yeah, these two films that we were talking about, do yourself a favor and go see them, bro.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, that was it for this episode of Betamax. Mm-hmm. Talking about El Camino and Joker. Want to thank everybody for listening.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around still.
Yeah. Oh, we did get into the pretty thick of it.
Yeah.
Revealed a lot of stuff, but I mean, we warned you, so hopefully you don't get upset about all the spoilers.
Yeah, we'll put a spoiler warning on the.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the episode.
But yeah, again, thank you, and
thanks.
See you next time.
Bye.